Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. I hope that you have been well. This time change has been fucking me up. It's been fucking me up. And I'm just really sleepy. Like, I'm so tired. Every time I come home, like, I have to take a nap. Today, I didn't take a nap, but lately, when I've been coming home, I've just been really exhausted. But I hope you all are doing well, like I said, and hopefully the time change isn't affecting you as much as it's affecting me. But today, for this podcast, we are going to talk about confidence. And before we get into that, I am going to give my report card for this week. So, mentally, I'm honestly probably at like a B. And then physically, I'd give myself a B also. I've been a little more consistent working out. I've been pushing myself a little bit harder. And mentally, I've just been having exams. I've been having my midterms all month long. I have 2 more to do, and I've been doing pretty well on the first couple that I've taken already. So that's already given me some more motivation that, I'm putting in the work. It's gonna be worth it. I just have to suffer a little bit, and then, I'll get the grade that I want. So yeah, that's been kind of helping me since I've succeeded on a couple of my exams. So it's just like, 2 more, spring break will be here and it'll be over. So, but I do have Jerry on the line right now. Jerry, how are
Yo,
you?
yo, yo. Hello, Bianca. I'm doing pretty good. To answer my report card, I'm gonna give myself mentally probably an A still. I feel pretty good. Honestly, can't complain. A lot of good things. No, yeah, everything's just been good. I feel good. Physically though, maybe a B or a C. Just because, like, recently, I mean, when it comes to the gym, I'm very happy. I feel like things are coming along. But a few days ago, or yesterday actually, I kind of had like maybe a heart scare. And, because I've been on this bulk and, every day I cram a bunch of caffeine. And I feel like it's catching up to me. And, yeah, I was starting to freak out about my heart because it was feeling kind of funny. But yeah, today I kind of laid off the caffeine, feeling all right. So hopefully, yeah, I go back to normal. But definitely gonna start being more mindful of that, doing cardio, and yeah,
That's actually very concerning. What do you mean by you had a heart scare? Like, you said that your heart felt funny, but like, funny
yeah,
how? Like, it's gonna explode, or what do you mean?
yeah. So the night prior to yesterday, it felt like, I don't know. I guess I'd say like heavy, or like you had this pressure. Like I could feel my heart. You know how usually you're just living, you don't feel your organs. So I could feel my heart, and then yeah, it just felt weird. My left arm was also hurting, where because you hear that thing. It's like, oh, heart attacks. You'll feel like it spread to your arm or something, right? So I was feeling like my left shoulder was hurting. I was like, uh-oh. And then yeah, the next morning I was still feeling a bit off. Um, I still decided to take my one of my little supplement things that I take that has caffeine in it. And dude, that did not help. I went to the gym and I ended up leaving early because I was not feeling good, man. My heart was like pulsating weird, and it was still I could still feel it. And yeah, I don't know if it was just like heartburn or if it's genuinely a problem, but yeah, I'm figuring that out. I don't know.
Yikes. Yeah, I hope you figure that out because, I mean,
Yeah.
you're too young to be having a heart attack, my dude.
Dude, facts. I'm like, I don't understand. I'm not even like out of shape. I eat okay, and I'm just like, no way. So I made a doctor's appointment. Gonna hopefully live long enough to get to that doctor's appointment. But yeah, man. I'm just gonna take it easy, and yeah, I feel better, thankfully. So no worries.
Yeah, hopefully you stay better. And yeah, let me know what happens when you go get checked out, dude. That's,
Yeah,
that's a little scary.
yeah, definitely. So, but no,
Okay, well, thank you for the report card. And we will get into the podcast right now. So, like I said, we are talking about confidence. So, for our first question today, what is confidence to you?
Ooh, I'd like to actually hear your response first.
To me, confidence is just having belief in yourself. And we talked a lot about this in my sports psych class. So that's just kind of where I've gotten my definition from because that's how we describe it in my sports psych class. So that's how I would define confidence.
Confidence. Okay. Yeah, I think it's definitely that, having belief in yourself. I think being able to maybe block out those thoughts that hold you back, those anxious, yeah, just insecure thoughts. Yeah, confidence. I also think it's a skill, believe it or not. I think it's something you can train or you can better with time, and like putting yourself into difficult situations. But yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You definitely can build up confidence. I know there's definitely a lot of people that struggle with confidence, I would say.
Yeah. So,
For our next question, do you consider yourself a confident person?
ooh, do you, Bianca?
Um, I think for the most part I am. There's definitely some times where I'm not a confident person. I can't even like give you an example one, but I think like for the most part I am, like in terms of I guess doing anything kind of physical wise for the most part, just because I know that I'm pretty fit. With school, I think maybe that's where I would say maybe I'm not the most confident. Like I know there's sometimes in class, like I know the answer, but I'm just a little scared to maybe like raise my hand and stuff. But
Uh,
like in the classes that I feel better in, like I tend to do that more, but maybe like other classes I think I'm just like scared of people hearing me say something wrong and then they're like, this dumbass bitch, you know?
yeah.
So um and then like dating wise, I think I'm pretty confident in that aspect too. Like if I want something, like I'll go after it and I'll go up to the guy. Like I'm not just someone who's just like waiting for a guy to come pursue me. Like I will go and I'll pursue a guy.
All right.
What about you? Do you consider yourself a
Um, I,
confident person?
I think I definitely would. Actually, I find it interesting you brought up, different avenues in life where you can be more confident than in others. So I suppose, what, that's true. But in general, I walk around and I'm confident in like, speaking up and not having that fear. And I just, you know what? Actually, this goes back to like the definition of confidence, but it's also not having like a bad self image, I believe personally. Because, if you walk around and you don't have a good self image, you walk around with your hands in your pockets, your head down, staring at your phone, you're scared to interact. So in that sense, I think I'm pretty confident. I'm a pretty social guy. And yeah, I'm just confident in myself and I feel good. So
Actually, I'm glad that you brought up that scenario of like having your hands in your pocket or just like being on your phone and your head down. I was working the other day and there was this kid. I'm not sure exactly how old he was, but he was at the table alone and I was trying to talk to him and he was just barely talking to me. Like he was so like timid, so shy, and I was just like, damn, like this is painful, like trying to talk to
oh, maybe
him.
like a
Mhm.
teen, like I know you don't know the age, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
roughly.
He had to be like somewhere a teen. I don't know exactly what. I can't even guess. Like he definitely looked very young, and I was just like, man,
Mm.
this poor kid.
Oh man, that's rough. I hope he figures that out. Like I said, it's a skill that you can train. And unfortunately, I've maybe been in that that painful scenario before. And yeah, just gotta just gotta work on that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Have you ever struggled with confidence? And if you
Um,
have, what helped you improve it?
okay. So I guess since I was already talking about that, yeah. definitely. I think especially maybe middle school, high, and some of high school. Um, it's kind of funny because I remember during middle school there was like a day, and I remember like the shirt I was wearing. And before that, I didn't care. You know what I mean? I was a chunky boy, and I just ate my food. I didn't really care. And it was just one day. I remember I was wearing a shirt, and it just hit me. I was like, I don't know. I was just able to recognize, like, ooh, I'm not. I'm not. I guess it's when I became self-aware or something. But yeah, it was very interesting because I still remember that. It's when I like instantly became like, I guess, insecure. And then yeah, high school, it was probably the worst. I remember it was so bad to where it would actually affect the way I walked. I don't know if anyone else has ever gotten that or if you have any experience with that, Bianca, but yeah, it was pretty bad in high school. But what actually ended up helping me was uh this one time I had this out of it was still in the state, but it was like a couple cities away, like 7 hours in the like Northern California region. And I was over there for like a week, with like on my own, no family. It was like a little school thing. And honestly, when I came back, I just had this new sense of confidence, and I just felt so much better about myself and more able to communicate with people and all that. And I think that was the start of where I started fixing my confidence. And yeah, it was a life changing experience, kind of. And I think what it was is really just getting out of my comfort zone and realizing, like, I don't know, realizing I can do stuff I don't know. But yeah.
That honestly like breaks my heart because it's always, yeah, it's typically like when you're in middle school and high school, just because like you're, probably like going through puberty
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
like
exactly.
everybody's going through changes and stuff. And I can't say like it affected like the way that I walk, but definitely there was a point in my life where I struggled with confidence because I was being bullied when I was younger. Like there's a time where it was in middle school. Like I remember this so clearly. So I was in class and there was like a group of like the popular guys and
Uh,
they were looking at girls and they were talking about their bodies and they told this one girl like, "Hey, so and so, can you turn to the side?" And she was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Oh, like I just want to see like your shirt." Or I don't know. They said something about her shirt just to like make her like turn to the side, and they were all like pretending like, "Oh yeah, you see like her shirt, like, whatever." But there's like looking at her boobs and looking at her butt and like seeing like the comparison, and I was like, "Damn, like that is so fucked up," and she has no idea. And then when I got into high school, it was definitely a lot worse. Like I don't know, I just remember in um my freshman year, like these guys like plain out just were talking to my face and I could hear them like talking about like each girl in the room. And there was one guy like, "Oh, and she has a fat ass," and then someone's like, "Oh, but she has no boobs." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like that is so crazy. So yeah, I definitely struggled with confidence back then. I was very insecure about a lot of things. Definitely more in particular of just like the way my body looked because I was very, very muscular back then. So my shoulders were super broad, like I mean like crazy broad. Like I had there were football players that would tell me like, "You should join the football team." And then there was one guy that told me like, "You look like a box." And I was like, that's fucked up. Um, and also, my skin was so damaged from swimming that back then it's definitely a lot better now, but I still have like flare ups till this day. It's called tinea versicolor, and it's actually something that's really common with swimmers or like anybody who's like doing water sports. And it's like a type of fungus, and I was just in the sun so much that I was like losing pigment. So I have white spots actually like all over my
oh,
body. and I had to go to a dermatologist and stuff. And I would have a lot of people just comment like, "Why do you have like a bunch of like white spots like on your legs and stuff like that?" And I had there was some there was some motherfucker. He's like, "You look like a cow," and I was like, it just made me so insecure, and I just like felt way less confident about myself. And yeah, there's just so many things I could think of where I was just bullied in some way and people were commenting on my body. There's definitely like a lot more examples I can give. Um but yeah, I mean, definitely now as I've gotten older, I think I've had a glow up since then. So I think that's kind of helped improve it. Like I improved my skin. I definitely had like a lot of acne back then too. So as I got older, I got into skincare a lot, and now I'm just my face is like pretty clear. Like it's pretty nice for the most part. And then like the same on my body. Like my body acne has cleared up a lot more too. And I mean, I've always been fit, so I can't like say like, oh, I got like super chunky or something. But yeah, I would say though it's probably like some of the major things that have changed. Like I just got a lot better with I don't know, I guess like taking care of like my skin and whatnot. Or those are like some
Right.
major things. I mean, in terms of like maybe like the gym and stuff, I think I mentioned this in like a previous podcast that I was scared to go to the benches and lift weights just because I would see a bunch of guys over there. So I don't know. I think just like realizing that, you know what, I'm paying for this membership too. Like, there's no reason why I can't go over there. Like, it's not a place that's just for men, you know? So I guess just having like a realization and like that thought just finally clicking one day. Um, but yeah, so I just feel like, honestly, that sounds, I don't know, just having a glow up, I think just like made me more confident as a person.
Yeah, it really is just the self-image. Once you believe in yourself that, you are you're I don't want to say like good looking. Well, I guess if you feel like you're good looking, that's what matters. But I'm just saying, yeah, once you have a positive self-image, it's easier to get through life, and you don't you forget about all those negative things maybe people have told you. But um, I don't know, man. I didn't even know about all the white spots. You never mentioned that to me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, just
well,
because like you can't really see them much now because it's gotten a lot better since I've gotten older. So it's not something that's so obvious anymore.
I see. I see. Wow, dude, I didn't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, now you know. And honestly, that was one of my biggest insecurities. Like, cause yeah, it was just it was really bad. Like, it was super noticeable when I was
Mm,
younger. But I mean, I've done a lot to repair my skin,
refer-
so it's
yeah,
come a long way.
awesome, dude. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why do you think it's important to have confidence?
I think it's important to have confidence in like a general life, as a general life skill, because you need it to, let's just say an interview. You need to present yourself as a confident and yeah, just a confident person who can do things, even when it comes to dating, or there's I don't know, there's so many facets of life where I believe being confident or having confidence is just it's just necessary almost.
I totally agree. Like you said, I mean, um, I'm looking at my notes right now, but it empowers you to pursue new opportunities. Like you said, that could be a job, or that could be, you know, dating, or, you know, it could be like just full on adulting, you know, and
Yeah,
it helps you overcome challenges, and overcoming challenges leads to personal growth, which is
yeah,
obviously something we're doing our whole lives. And having confidence is also a trait of leadership. And like you said, just kind of like in dating, let's say for an example, I truly believe that men are leaders, you know, they need to be leaders. And that's something important that a guy needs to have. And also, confidence is linked to happiness because it betters your well being and your self esteem. And, that also helps you overcome fears as well, about how you said it could be your self image. Um, and that could also hold you back from like opportunities of maybe thinking like, am I good enough? Like, can I do this? Like, is it worth it? Stuff like that.
That's why I kind of said like, to a degree, confidence is being able to ignore those scared thoughts, that fear, and just doing it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
Confidence is super, super important to have. Would you say that you look for confidence in a partner?
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I can't say no. Yeah, definitely. I think it's important for a partner to be confident, simply for the sake of um, I don't want to have to deal with someone who's, extremely insecure to an unhealthy degree where, that can that can cause a lot of problems, like if they're, not confident in, you know, uh, I don't know, like in you, they're going to think you're off with somebody else or, insecurities like that. I think having a confident partner, um, the more confident they are, maybe the less likely they are to have, things like that. Being secure in themselves, that's what matters.
Damn. I don't know what to say about that because I think that
Ooh.
scenario, what you just said, though, that could also go back maybe also on the other partner that maybe they're not reassuring them enough in the relationship depending on their attachment style.
Mm. And they could talk about that, and that can be, and that could be addressed and all that. But I think the more confident your partner is, the more secure they are in themselves. And then, I mean, you can still assure them. I'm not saying, that just means you can let them rot, but um, I just mean it's to a lesser degree where it's not um, a problem.
Yeah, 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 I know what you mean. I just wanted to throw that out
Thank
there
you.
though, because like what you were describing, I'm not gonna say that like that's fully me, but there are times where I've been in relationships where I'm like, I don't know, like sometimes I guess kind of like policing them in some way, because I have very good intuition and my intuition has never been wrong. So yeah,
Mm,
that's what I'll say about that.
okay, okay.
But anyways, okay, so we're going off topic, but me personally, I look for confidence in a partner too because like I said earlier, like that is an important trait to have and I want my partner to be a leader. I want a man to lead me and that's what men are meant for. They're meant to be leaders. And yeah, I just yeah, that's really it.
Yeah,
That's something I
I
look for.
agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Cockiness versus confidence. Can you tell the difference?
Actually, I kind of want you to. I want to hear what you think about this.
I think you definitely can tell the difference between someone that's cocky and someone that's confident. Because usually someone that's confident is more grounded and they're open to feedback. And someone that's more cocky, they're like over inflated with their ego and they're just more arrogant and they're very dismissive. And I think they also avoid responsibility. And someone that is more confident, they're more willing to hear, like I said, feedback and take responsibility.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't even look at it that way. I looked at it more as like, well, okay, okay. Um, yes, I agree with all that. Cockiness, it's not real. I think 100% it's like this facade or mental like thing they build to help them, because they're so, drowning in insecurity. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think like I said, like you were saying, confidence is more grounded, and you know, I think I think you can definitely tell the difference. And this question is actually one that I wouldn't say is important to me, but it brings up memories because, you know, when I was at my lowest, I think I definitely suffered from trying to put up like a cockiness facade, and because you know at that time I didn't believe, you know, I didn't have a good self image or good self esteem, so I would say things to, you know, I guess yeah, to be cocky or come off confident, you know, but it's fake and people can tell. And yeah.
You saying that made me think of examples of people that I've met that are cocky and examples of people that are confident.
Because
So,
actually, I think, okay, here's a question I didn't put down, but you know, what if it's like that? What if there's like a negative confidence where it's like you're so confident that whatever you do, you're not gonna get any like I guess repercussions. So it's like this, like you're confident in the bad things you're doing, if that makes sense.
confident in bad things that you're doing.
Yeah, like you're so confident that you're not worried about the repercussions. Does that make sense?
I mean, it does make sense, but I know, okay, in psychology, there is something that is called overconfidence. And I can't remember exactly what are like the negatives of it, but there is definitely something where having too much confidence is not a good thing.
Oh, there you go.
But I don't think it's for the reason of what you said. I low key, you know what? Let's fact check that real quick because I'm actually interested in that. That's something I haven't thought about since AP Psych in high school.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, so it's called overconfidence bias. So it's the tendency to overestimate our knowledge and abilities in a certain area. So, as people often possess incorrect ideas about their performance, behavior, or characteristics.
Hmm.
Yeah, overconfidence can lead to poor decisions as individuals may take unnecessary risk and dismiss valuable information.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so that's a con of being overconfident.
Two. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. But back to like the cockiness and confidence
Topic.
topic. There are people I have definitely worked with that have shown cockiness over confidence. Like you said, like they're just actually what I said. They're just not willing to um hear feedback. And
Hmm.
obviously that's something so important that we need to have in order to have personal growth.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Um, our last question for the podcast: do you have tips for anyone struggling with their confidence?
Oh, okay. Shoot yours first.
Okay, so my tips for somebody to gain more confidence is do positive self talk. You need to set realistic goals for yourself. You need to focus on your health. Surround yourself with positive people. Focus on your strengths and avoid comparing yourself to others.
Oh,
Those are all my tips for
you're lit.
anybody struggling with confidence.
All right, here are mine. Honestly, this may be the only one, but I think it's super valuable. You have to put yourself in the fire. You know, whether that is, you know, going up to a girl or something like that, like doing things like that, that would be very nerve wracking. You need to just do them. And, you know, even if if it'll end badly or regardless of how it may go, just do it. And, you know, just build I don't know, that resilience, that confidence, knowing that something won't hurt as much as you think it will, or it won't be as bad as you think it was going to be, and yeah, really just putting yourself in the fire. Of course, everything you said, I also agree. I think especially having good people around you who don't put you down and hurt your self-image, or even having people around who give you honest feedback, and you trust their thoughts, like, hey, um, is this a good cut for me, or something? I don't know, something like that. Just having a good team around you, having good support, positive mindsets, and self-image, all that. Absolutely.
100%. You need a friend they can go to and be like, hey, this is what is on my mind. Do you think this is a good idea? Yes or no? And
And then
then
you tell them no.
and then there's some people that'll convince you to just give into your temptations, and then
Oh, what kind of people are those?
I don't know.
I think I like the people.
What? Anyways,
But
that is the end of our podcast. I hope that you all enjoyed. I hope that you guys learned something, and hopefully some of
yeah,
those tips can help you be more confident. But
absolutely.
before we go, we are gonna do appreciation time. So, Jerry, what is something that you're appreciative or grateful for that has happened to you this week?
I'm appreciative and grateful for the lovely Uber drivers, that I can always call on for a set amount of money, and they take me home or take me where I have to go. And because you never know when your data is gonna like act up, and then you can't find the bus, and then yeah. So you could always call an Uber, and yeah, that's what I'm grateful for this week.
Shout out to Uber.
Yep.
For me, something that I am grateful for or appreciative of is when I was at work, there was 3 guys that came in and I was serving them. And they were just so funny. They were just so funny. And it just made my shift go by so much faster. So I'm honestly grateful for that table. Like, it was to the point where, like, your stomach is hurting and you're laughing to the point where you're not making any sound. So, yeah, just grateful for that experience. I'm also grateful for my hula class and some of the ladies in my hula class. They are just so sweet, and usually, we're dancing, we're not really talking to each other, so there's like rare times like at the end where some of us just kind of hang out and we stay back, and then like we'll just be yapping. There are some girls that I got to know better yesterday, and they're just so sweet. They're just so lovely. It just made my heart warm to just get to know them a little better, because obviously we work as a team in my hula class. And yeah, it's just nice that, obviously we're sort of like bonding in a way when we're dancing, just because we can obviously like see like what other people are doing. But yeah, it was just nice to get to know them a little bit better.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, I'd love to get to know them too.
Okay.
So yeah, shout out funny people.
Shout out who?
Funny people.
Shout out funny people, and shout out to the ladies that I was talking to in my
The
hula
lovely
class.
lady.
Lovely ladies.
Yeah.
But okay, Jerry, thank you so much for coming on the pod tonight. Is there
Of course.
anything else you want to say to the podcast?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone just do your cardio. Don't pound 400 milligrams of caffeine every day, and just look out for your health, man. You never know when it's gonna catch up to you. Thank you for having me on again, Bianca. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Good night. Okay, you guys, that is the end of the podcast. I hope that you learned something today. I hope maybe some of those tips can help you out. Having confidence is, I think, something important, for your self image, for you to have new opportunities in your life, for personal growth. And yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I hope you have a good night, morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. And I'll talk to y'all again soon.